Agud v'raboisai. Nishmasi mimirosu Mordechai. Live from Austria, from the Neflois Habayir. If you come here, so you could go up to Shemayim without a problem and say, Rebbeinu Shalom was Yoitze. I saw your Alps. It doesn't have to be the one of Schweiz. It could be also the same Alps. I'm going to show you in a little bit. It's mamish to get to the sugya just in a few minutes. I'll show you a little bit of what we did today, and we're going to skip the emails as usual on the trip. It is Erev Shabbos. It actually is 7:15 at night here Erev Shabbos, but because Shabbos comes in so late, so we're able to chap around a shir, and the olam is a little antsy to get. So we're going to do a quick shir. Today is a gewaldike agad daf, Avodah Zarah daf. So, real quickly, here we have somebody that also in America. You could also see in the Neflois Habayir, also beautiful stuff. Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, Bryce. I'm just saying, the island could go. So over here, what a coincidence! Today's daf, Chaf Avodah Zarah. Rebelli mentioned Grand Canyon. I was there today. He recorded this. Sincerely, David Geldman. Here we go, David Geldman.
Good morning, Rabbi Sai.
Very good, very good. So the Masechta is sponsored. Oh, I gotta read this email. It's in Hebrew. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. The guy says like this: he was driving in Eretz Yisrael, and he was on this road, and it was very dangerous, and he was stuck behind the semi-trailer truck. He was going really slow, but he's very, very makpid not to cross the white double line, and so he didn't. But then he had a big tuk for Yetzer. Tuk for Yitzray. His Yetzer got the better of him, and he decided to cut the semi-trailer truck to go around him. So he starts going around him, and as soon as he starts going around him, he hears a police siren. So he goes right back into the lane as if nothing happened. And as soon as he goes back into the lane, another semi-trailer truck comes right towards him. He realized that had he gone around, it's a nace, that the cop almost pulled him over, because otherwise he would have died. He didn't see that another truck was coming really, really quick towards him, and it was a head-on collision. And we saw today, going up to the Alps, we're in a very, very narrow, and we're coming around the bend, and all of a sudden a car is there. We had a short stop. It's not so possible. So anyways, he couldn't believe it that he almost died, and so he says a shir and then he wants to go back to the shir where he was because he missed a few minutes because he was so confused. So he goes back to the shir, and all of a sudden he hears the cop again trying to pull him over, and then he finally realizes that it's on the shir that he's listening to. The siren was on the shir, so the shir saved his life. Here's a guy that the shir saved his life. Literally, your mamish changed it. Your mamish saved my life. There's in Ruchnis and there's in Gashmis, and then there's in both. Okay. The Masechta is sponsored by David Salomon, dedicated memory of Moirib Shmuel Baruch Merib Chaim Tzvi Doi Zechor Levracha. Next. No, I'll do it. Next. The Masechta is sponsored anonymous. Hatzlacha Baruch Tzvi Gashmis Chus Lachem B'nai Yisrael. Anonymous. May our Lord be a shield of protection and source of unity and blessing for Am Yisrael. Joel Gedalius. Nishmas, my father, Jack Gedalius. Koil sponsors monthly. Moshe Aaron Miriam Landy. Thank Hashem for the bracha and simcha. Molly sponsors TCS Israel Power by Talking Save Yoni Kletzik. First name Miriam Bas Peril Fradel Pesel. Anonymous. First name Chudalea Bas Bracha. Weekly sponsors anonymous. Remember Moshe Doiv Ben Yerucham Fisher Zechron Bracha. Yours next week. Joseph and Abigail Feinerman. Thank Hashem for saving our son Shmuel Menachem from recent near drowning incident. Daily sponsor anonymous. The Zechnish Mazar Chaim Akadosh. Chus Yol Gonelevin. Chus the Shidduch Bekarov. The Brim of the Sio B'Toch Kolz Yisrael. Rebelli, enjoy your trip. Shkoyach. Echonon Hannes. Lilu Nishmas. Menachem Yitzchok ben Gad Shiro Chava. Mordechai Spazin. Zedek Nishmas. Avram Shai ben Yisrael. Ariel made in the show. I have an Aliyah P.S. Mazel tov to my cousins from Brooklyn. Yoeli and Tila Elkan on their Summit Yomin's Bar Mitzvah. Thank you, Mordechai Spazin. Anyway, Kids Monthly, Innovations, Chos for Official, Chonan, Akiva, Rivki, and Mrs. Stefansky, Common Yisrael for learning former skills with Rebelli. Art of the month, Shlema, Yehonatani Dameh B'Shav Bracha, Refu Shlema, Mordechai Ben Esther, Amen, Lefuas, Hayeled, Daniel Zeb, and Hayeled. Esther, you know what that is? Mordechai? Mordechai Ben Esther? You know who he is, very well. Rabbi Yisrael, here we are. The question of today is, it's Mamish Shashgoch Pratis. Parshas Shavua, it says that Bilam, his donkey, spoke to him, and we had it in the Masechta somewhere on Daf Beis, Amud Beis, I don't know where. But you know where it is. I don't have to find it. And Daf Amud Beis, where the donkey speaks to Bilam. What other animal possibly spoke? So, no, you said this morning. What did you say?
Besides the Nachash.
Nachash. Yeah, there's the Nachash. The Nachash spoke. Yeah. What other animal possibly spoke? So we're going to see today, Moirdik, that there's actually some cows that might have been speaking. Where? You're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait patiently. So we're in the middle of the sugi. We're just going to go over it again a little bit better than what we did yesterday. So we're talking about what is the mitzvah ad heichon mitzvah kibbud aveim. How much do you have to give for kibbud aveim? So the Gemara says the famous story of David ben Sina that he almost lost a tremendous amount of money because I didn't show the picture. Oh, we did show the picture. Let's see if it's here. Oh, David ben Sina, here it is. David ben Sina, his father is sleeping there, and if you zoom in, there's a key under his head, and the chacham are outside waiting for him. And he gave up a lot of money for this. Did we show that video? Oops, the whole computer crashed. Okay, not responding. So that's right that we shouldn't show the video. Okay, Zok De'el Gemara. So here we are. This is what we were learning. This is what Rebbe Eliezer says. V'yikhuli is vayakichuli. And Memela he learns that a Jew has to be the seller. So how could the Chachamim buy the stone Choshen from the guy? Says the Gemara because Avni Shoyam doesn't have a vav in it. If you look at the pasuk over here, Truma, and pasuk Gimel also says vav 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 vav. Utchel is vargimel is pasuk Daled. V'toila Shoni v'izim. The vav is a continuation of vayakichuli that you have to buy from a Jew. But Avni Shoyam doesn't have a vav. You see, it's the only one here that doesn't have a vav in pasuk Zayin. So it's different. You don't have to buy it from a Jew. Says the Gemara. And I want to make a nekuda here, a very, very important point. Why is it that the Nasim, they're the ones that brought the Avnei Miluim? Because they missed an opportunity. They said, let's wait until Klal Yisrael brings their stuff. And because of that, they were left all the way to the end. And Rabbi Isai, it's very important not to miss opportunities. Many times in life, you get an opportunity. And one of the Mishalim I thought today during Shemon Esrei, not Mamish, but during Shachris, is people relate to this. Everyone I know knows of a real estate opportunity that they almost could have bought, and had they bought it, they would have been multimillionaires today. Everybody knows, especially the guys that live in Israel. They bought in this building, and I could have bought. You don't understand how cheap it was back then. Only 3 years ago, the price was almost half. I could have bought for 14,000 shekel a meter, and today it's 25. I could have. So you should have. And when you don't, that's it. Nobody's rolling back the prices. You're stuck. You could have chapped another guy to learn Torah, but you didn't. You had an opportunity. That opportunity is gone. Sometimes, like I don't know if I mentioned this here. My wife was driving through Yerushalayim. So I said we're in traffic, bumper to bumper. I said stop, truck driver. He rolls down the window. I go, so how come you don't do the daf? So, I know you are Stefansky. So, I do other stuff. Anyway, next guy. I kept on going from car to car, making them sugar. I said, my wife's so embarrassed. She's like, don't miss that. I don't know when I'm going to see that truck driver again. From truck driver with the beard, the whole thing. I know he's in the truck, in traffic, spacing out. Do the daf.
You regret the more things you don't do than the things that you do. Wouldn't like that one.
You regret more things that you don't do than things you do. We're talking about ruchnis here. Yep. About it. You never know. You never know. So when you see that guy, don't miss the opportunity, and don't miss your own opportunity. You can learn Shas. Had MDY, had we not jumped on the bandwagon right away and said, okay, we're starting to do the daf and daf chof ches, so we would have missed the whole MDY opportunity, the whole thing, all 30,000 people.
That's where it all began.
What? Not right, but I'm saying not missing that opportunity. In 4 days from now, daf chof ches. Somebody said, let's go. You jump, you do. You don't start, maybe, but what's my wife going to say? You just do it. Zog the Gemara.
Oh.
The Shabbos. We're only 4 days away. It's 3 days away. Chav Zayin Amud Beis is all the way in Chav Zayin Amud Beis. Boom. Unbelievable. Okay, we'll let it hit. We're going to do this thing. We're going to actually finish in this country. I don't know why. Who decided that? In Austria. Shem Yirachem.
Tikkunim.
You gotta make tikkunim.
Tikkunim. You're still here. We're finishing Shas. And you're...
Like I did in Germany. I went through Germany and I gave a shiur in the airport in Hamburg. When was it? Mamish, just a few months ago. Yeah. So the Gemara v'avnei miluim v'ho v'avnei miluim ksiv. So if you take a look at this pasuk, it says v'avnei miluim once again has the vav. So it says avnei shoyim pasuk zayin, and the second later v'avnei miluim. So doesn't it? It sandwiches the avnei shoyim. There's a vav before avnei shoyim. There's a vav after avnei shoyim. It should all be part that you can only buy it from the yid. The Arve mixes it all up. Another thing. The famous story of Dome ben Asina. He had Akash Baruch paid him back. That he had a paradum, a red cow, the red heifer, and Mele was able to sell for millions. So the Chacham came. I know you. I can ask you for any amount of money in the world. You will give me that money. You know what? I'm going to be nice to you. Last year I lost $100,000. That's all I want. I don't want $10 million. Give me $100,000. I'm good. So the kasha is, why would Dama bin Asina do such a thing? If you have an opportunity, don't miss the opportunity. You have an opportunity. We just spoke about it. Chachamim, different religion. He's not Jewish. The rabbis want to give him $10 million. Take it. So the Marsha says that Dama bin Asina understood that if he takes the money, he's not going to get the schar no'olam haba. That's his payment in this world. When you get that money, you get that rainfall. It's Pasha Akash Baruch saying, "I'm going to pay you in this world, not in the next world." He didn't want it. He refused it. He wanted a little bit, whatever he lost last year. But the main schar, I want to leave over for olam haba. So the Gemara says, how did Chachamim try to buy, or they bought the paraduma from a guy? It says ve'yekichu. You have to buy from a yid. Says Gemara, there's a trick. If you have a middleman, a Jew, so you tell a Jew to buy from the guy, he could do that, and then the Chachamim, they buy it from that middleman, and that's okay.
I have a video.
Oh, I have more than that. Oh no, fine. What is it? Let's see what it looks like.
Yes.
I hope it's good.
Now we'll have a para aduma. Yes.
What? What happened?
You got a phone call while you were sleeping, and I told him that I wouldn't wake you up for all the money in the world.
What? Who was it?
Maishi from the store. He remembered that he owes you 2.5 shekels. So I told him I wouldn't wake Dad for all the riches in the world. So now we'll have a para aduma. Yes.
What? What are you going to do with a para aduma?
What do you mean? I'll take a selfie with it, and Reb Eli will show us in the shiur.
Nonsense. Just take a picture of yourself saying, "Good morning, Rabbi Sai."
Really? Good morning, Rabbi Sai.
So what we did was we drove somewhere like an hour away. We went up a cable car, and we learned Torah over there. My Sefer HaYosher. Omer Reb Chia bar Abba, Omer Reb Yochanan, the Sefer Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov, Shenikru Yisharim. This is the Sefer Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov. They were called Yisharim. Shenemar Tomus Nafshi Mois Yisharim. I'm laughing whether you get to make me laugh. Mois Yisharim, you see they're called Yisharim. Eicher Mizo. Bezara Yem Eloi HaGoyim. Mosa Yem Eloi HaGoyim. You see the grass and you see the water. The difference between the grass and the water is 100 something feet. That's the height over there. This was how much? 140 meters deep, so that's 400 feet. Gewaldig. Oh, okay, that's where we went today. Nefleis haboyer. Zog deile Gemara. Omelem. That's where we are. Rebbe Lezer. So we just explained that according to Rebbe Lezer, we have the pasuk v'yikchu v'yakichu. That what? That you can't buy from a guy. But there's another reason you shouldn't be able to buy a paraduma from the guy. Rebbe Lezer l'chaysh l'revia. What about the fact that the guy was over and aver with the parah? Here, the story of Dam Menesin of Amr Lo Remetz Shmoi. Some say it didn't happen with Dam Menesin, it happened with Remetz. Amalem Rabbi Eliezer Misham Raya Yisrael Hoy Mishamer Moisim Mishoshan Alda. Very interesting thing that we're going to see, that Rabbi Eliezer says there's no concern of Revia because he put a guard to make sure that nobody touches the animal from the moment it's born. You hear that there's a paraduma, you send a guard in. Doesn't matter if it's a guy, not a guy. You tell the guy, you want your $10 million, we have to put a guy in here to make sure nobody does anything wrong with it. Akopana, you see that Rabbi Eliezer is concerned about Revia. Why would they put a guard? Says Gemara, you're right. Rabbi Eliezer Tartisle. Rabbi Eliezer holds there's a problem of Revia, and there's a problem purchasing from a guy. So what do you do for the guy? What's the Eitzah? You put a Jew in between. You have a Jew buy from the guy and Chachamim buy from the Jew. And what do you do for Revia? You put a guard. Amamar. Yisrael Mishamim Moisim Shoshan Olda. We just learned that they put a guard in there. B'neichosh, Dilma, Ravi Leima, Kavim Ma'abro. Maybe before the guard was able to get there, maybe somebody was over the Aver with the mother. Rava, and Rava says, Vladanu Gachas Asur. If the para kills somebody, hits somebody and kills them, you're not allowed to use it as a paraduma. He uvladanu. So memela, the Vlad Hanagachas, the baby of this para that kicked, is also asur. Why? Because we consider as if the Vlad was part of the kicking. He uvladanu. Yerachima, it's part of the kick, it's part of the kill. And memela, this paraduma is possible. Vlad and Irbas asur, you Vlad and Irbu. And the same applies if somebody was riveya the mother, so that passes the baby as well. Oh, so what does it help that you put a guard there from the moment that the baby was born? We have to put a guard there for the mother as well, even before the baby is born. Well, it depends. So the Gemara says like this, very simple. Okay, they put a guard there from the moment she became pregnant. What about if she was nirva before she got pregnant? It also passes her. So that's the machloek. The Gemara is going to say it's not so pashut. So that's what the Gemara goes into. If that actually ruins it for the baby, that occurs later on. There's not kol apsul gabi mizbeach while the same taharim. Anything that's possible to bring on the mizbeach, you're allowed to bring their offspring to the mizbeach. But Tani Allah, Rebbe Eliezer, so that's our Rebbe Eliezer from our sugya that we're discussing right now. He says that if the mother is possible, the vlad is possible. So the whole machloek is as if the avera happened when they're already hegdish and ready to be a carbon. Before somebody made them hegdish, they were called mutarim. According to everybody, it's mutar. Okay, so it's not a problem over here since we're concerned about a revia that happened when they were chulin. So the baby is mutar. No, even in the step before, even when they were chulin, before they became hegdish, there's a man that says, Rebbe Lezer himself says, she is asur, the baby is also asur. According to Rebbe Lezer, this baby is asur, so you should have to put a guard even before the pregnancy. You're right. They put a guard by the mother from the moment the mother was born. Because any moment that this mother would be nirva, even if she's not pregnant, it would ruin her future pregnancies and veladas that she had for paraduma. Ask the Gemara. So, what? What about the grandmother? That doesn't pass all. Why not? So according to Tosfos, it comes out very nice. Tosfos says that the psul of the mother is not a real psul. It's more of a bizayin psul. It's more of a, it doesn't look good. So Mamela, once it's 2 steps removed, so we don't care so much. There's no such a psul doesn't hurt us. It's like a, what are people going to say? Mayomer abriya, so to speak. What? The what?
The hairs.
Oh, the hairs. According to Yerushalmi, that when that guy, the ma'aseh that happened in Yerushalmi, the guy try to fool the chachamim, put an oil on the animal. So Mela, also Revia is like an oil, because the Gemara says, even a zachar is considered an oil. But regardless, chachamim should have a siman to see whether or not it was nirva or not. If this animal is nirva. Okay, it's a good kasha. Zog Gemara. Omamar. They would put a guard there from the moment the mother was created. How do we know that this cow is going to produce a paraduma? What, so you're going to put a guard by every cow that was ever born? There's some red cup that would put in front of the cow as it's mating, and Memela it would create a paraduma. Very similar to what we have with Yaakov and Lavan, that they put a certain stick and that they came brown and dots, etc., etc. Kudim, nekudim, pluyim. You also see from here the side that it's important what kind of thoughts a person has b'shas ma'isa, because it could have an effect on the vlad. It's important. Can't think of another person, or this, that. There's different things. Especially you think dvarim sheb'kedusha, it inserts kedusha to the vlad. If you could do a trick and put this cup right in front of the mother, and it turns into a paraduma, so why are you charging $10 million for that? Just do it, and you'll get a paraduma every time. Mamish like the Beis Hamikdash. What is it called? The association for the clay mikdash. No, Mechon Hamikdash. They claim, them or somebody else claims that they know how to make a paraduma genetically. So if they know how to do it genetically, it's not going to be $10 million. A couple $20,000. How much does it cost to do a genetic change? So says the Gemara, it's not so pashut. A paraduma who has 2 white hairs and 2 black hairs is completely puzzle. So Mela, you go through many of these paradumas. They try it over and over and over until they get it right. What should they do? So how come they have to pick the para of a guy and do it to the guy? Why don't you just do it with a Jewish para? Because this is a family of red heifers, like we saw the other day, the red Highland cow from Scotland, Scottish Highland cow. That's why it's all red. It's not a white and black cow that turned red. It's a muchzak. It's in the family. It's in the genes to be red. Now to be completely red, okay. So we help it on with a cup. Zog the Gemara Yosef Rabbi Ami Rabbi Yitzchok Nafcha Kilo de Rabbi Yitzchok Nafcha. They sat there, the two of them, Rabbi Ami and Rabbi Yitzchok Nafcha, by the house of Rabbi Yitzchak Nafcha. One of them said, which is a statement that we had the other day. It says on the side here, Daf Gimel, Mamish, yesterday, that even Rabbi Lezer says that when you purchase from a guy, it makes it possible. And the other one said, what did the Chacham say? They said, called Soin Kedar. This is referring to a pasuk referring to Lasas Lavi when Mashiach comes. Called Soin Kedar, all the sheep of the Ishmaelim, Yigbitzulach, and we're going to be makrav as a carbon. So you see that we could accept Lasas Lavi carbonas from the guy. Kulam Gerim Grurim Haim, Lasas Lavi. What are you talking about? All these Ishmaelim, Yimach Shemam, the Iranians, I don't know what they are, Persians. But Hamas, they're all going to be geir and groom. They're all going to decide, we want to become Yidden. And we're not going to accept them. Why? Like the Gemara brought earlier that in the time of David HaMelech and Shlomo HaMelech, a lot of people wanted to become gerim, but we didn't accept them because they became gerim for the wrong reason. They're just jealous of the innocent. They became gerim, not because they really believed. So what did they do? They said, you don't want to make us gerim? We're going to make our own tefillin. We'll buy tefillin, tzitzis in the store, put a mezuzah on the door, and they acted as Yidden. So they're not going to be over on Revia. On Revia, you say Mikro. What do you see this in the pasuk? Ki change all the nations to clear. That's the name of the Mesifta. It's called Safa. One of them is called Safa Brura. You have that one? Safa Brura is one of them. I actually brought a Safa Brura here. Zog the Gemara. I use yours. the thick one. But for the trip, I figured I went special to the store, bought this. I don't really stuff with me, but I ripped out the pages today. It's good for that. If it says that they all changed their mind, maybe they only changed their mind for Avodah Zarah, but didn't change their mind for other Haveris. You see a more good thing. A person could decide, oh, there's a Rebbeinu Shalom, but I'll still eat treif chazer. I'll still do terrible things. I'll still be reveya animals. I guess these kind of taivas he didn't work on. Just the fact that he believes in the Rebbeinu Shalom, that's one thing he decided. Rabbi Yosef loved that we're all going to worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu as one unit, Klal Yisrael and the Goyim, b'mikayim all the mitzvahs. That's how Rav Papa learned it. Rav Zvid learns it differently. That it's not Rav Yosef the Rebbe saying something and Abaye the Talmud answering, but it's the opposite. Abaye the Talmud asks and Rav Yosef kind of answers. The what? With the Rav Amri, and they both say the same thing. Passes all karbanis if it's bought from a guy. With the Rav Amri and all both say, one of them said to the other. So what did Chacham answer? Called Soin Ke the Yikim Zulach. The time of Mashiach, we're going to use all the animals from the goyim. What's the big chachma? When Mashiach comes, they're all going to be kind the mitzvahs. Umay Kro, and what do you see in the pasuk? You know, the Mesivta has a sefer called Safa Brura. Okay, it's the same exact sugya. Maskul Rav Yosef. Now, instead of Abai asking, so Rav Yosef asking, maybe they only took back the Avodah Zarah, but they still are revei animals, and you cannot buy an animal from a goy. When Mashiach comes, all the goyim are going to become all the mitzvahs. Moshe Rabbeinu tells Paroi, you are going to give us oilos zvachim. No, so you see that Moshe Rabbeinu accepted a carbon from a goy. That's before the Torah was given. Toshma Yisroi brought the carbon and he was a goy. It was before Matan Torah. But if you say what if Yisroi existed after Matan Torah? The whole story happened after Matan Torah. How do we accept a carbon from a goy? Yisrael Zavan, because he purchased from a Jew. If he purchased or it was his own, then we have a problem with Reviyah. But because he purchased from a Yid, there's no problem with Reviyah. Turn the Daf, sponsored by Daf Global, experts in international financial services, anonymous, as Chos Vatzloch and Ruchins Gashmias, with gratitude for safe and healthy birth of our baby boy. Givad Shalva, Torah True Community in Givad Ze'ev. Toshma, Vayom Shol Ma'amaleki Yeviyum. Shol talks about these animals. We brought it from the Amalekites. You, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, commanded us to kill everything, the buck and the tzoyin. They didn't. They had rachmanas. So we bring korbanos. So you see that they took this and they were zeveach. They brought a carbon from Hashem. Where did they get it from? From the Amalekim. Now, what happened if the Amalekim were revere these animals? So the Gemara, my meitav, dmei meitav. No, they weren't going to bring those exact animals. They were going to sell those animals, and from the money, they're going to purchase animals for korbanos. So then, if that's the case, it's a little schwer to understand the word meitav. Shaul is saying that they brought the best of the animals. Who cares if we're not bringing on the mizbeach? Who cares if they're the best? So they're mediocre, and we're going to sell them and take the money. So the Gemara, Shaul is just saying that we brought the best, so it'll be easy to sell. So the Gemara Tashma. There was a Mageif on Klal Yisrael. People were dying because David HaMelech did the count. You know the whole story over there. David HaMelech wasn't supposed to, without permission, he counted Klal Yisrael. He wasn't supposed to. So there's a big Mageif, and many people died. So in order to stop the Mageif, Hashem said, go to Aravna and bring korbanos on his property. Hashem didn't say what property it was. So when he goes to Aravna, he says, I want to bring korbanos where you do the threshing of the animals. Here. This threshing. So Aravna says, you know what? I'm going to give you this property for free. Take it. Not only that, I'm going to give you korbanos and bring oila, and I'm going to bring you I'll give you marigim. What's marigim? What I was going to say. Turns out that this place that Ravna lived on, what is it? Zelig? Beis Hamikdash. Har Beis. So how could David HaMelech accept the what? Yeah, it's coming up. That's Marigim. Yeah. You see the pictures. Stick in the head. Zog the Gemara. Yeah, it is. He's right. He's on the bottom of the threshing. I was just showing the threshing first. Since Aravna, I didn't show the thing, but since Aravna was a person who accepted Sheva Mitzvahs B'nei Noach, one of the Sheva Mitzvahs, so what are the Sheva Mitzvahs B'nei Noach? You have Gilei Reis, Shvichas Damim, and Avodah Zarah. Avodah Zarah, Gilei Reis, Shvichas Damim. Plus Aleph, Beis, Gimel, Dalet. Aleph stands for Ever Ben Achai. Beis stands for Birkas Hashem, Kurz Hashem. Gimel stands for Gezel, and Dalet stands for Dayanim. So Dinim. Dinim. So where does it say in the Shem Noach that you're not allowed to do Reviyah to an animal? It's included in Gilui Arayis. So since he was a Ger Toshav, he wasn't over on Arayis. You weren't over on Reviyah, so you could use his animal as a carbon. Now let's just understand what's this word? Maimerigan. Amar Ula, Mito Shel Turbil. Okay, I don't know what that means. Maimito Shel Turbil. We're getting closer. Izo the Kurkis of the Daishan. Actually, it's worse. I can understand what Turbil is more than Izo the Kurkis of the Daishan. But, Baruch Hashem, we have the art scroll, and he says it's something like this. It's a bunch of teeth, like sharp things. You flip it over. Where is it? Try to enlarge it. Oh, this is like, I guess, an antique one they found. Something else. Flip it over, and that's what they use on the threshing floor. Omer Rav Yosef, that's what Aravna gave David HaMelech. Omer Rav Yosef, Maikra, Inisamtich Lemurag Choretz Chodesh Bal Pifiois. Pifiois is like a lotion of teeth. Todesh Harim, he'll thresh the mountains, the Sadak, and he'll make them dak. How do you say dak? Like very thin. Ugvois Kamoitz Tosim, he'll put basically he'll take the how do you say voice?
Grind, crush.
No, voice like a mountain. He'll make him like kamoitz, like the shaft of the wheat. Toss him. He'll make it like nothing. Okay, meisvev. It's a paris helu oilel Hashem. Pulverize.
Pulverize. That's what the article says.
What?
Thresh and pulverize. That's how it touches up the pasuk.
Oh, pulverize. Givaldi. Ask the Gemara, what's the Gemara's kasher? V'sa paris helu oilel Hashem. How did? Yeah, by the Plishtim.
Morag is like Sir Morag. It's the same word, right?
I have no idea. What's Simurag?
Where they cut in Gaza.
Oh, it's Simurag. Yeah. Okay, so, I wish this is for all those who are watching Shlomo Zayin is here in the hotel, and he wasn't sure if he didn't believe me that a cow. He didn't believe me that a cow has horns. So here's a video we took the day before. I said Shalom Aleichem to the cow. And there's definitely a cow. This is in a cave. And it has horns. I hear the diesel car in the background. We're not going to go there. Okay?
Nice and toasty.
So what happened was as follows. The famous story where the Plishtim stole the Aron, and immediately they started having a terrible punishment. Their getchka fell apart, so then they moved to another city. So then everybody got hemorrhoids, and then they got worse hemorrhoids, and the mice started biting them. But Kitzer, they realized it took them a little bit, but they hopped on that it's not a good idea to hold on to the Aron. So what did they do? They took 2 cows, and the cows had offspring. And they wanted to see if the cows would leave the offspring, which is not a natural thing for a cow to do, then it's a raya that Hashem wants them to return the Aron. So they let the cows go with the Aron. Here we have it. And here we go. This is just the turning around to say Shira. I'm going to show you in a second. And the cows went straight from the Plishtim all the way to Bet Shemesh. That's why we live in Bet Shemesh today. And it was an ace. And then Klal Yisrael took these two cows with the horns and shechted them as oila. No, it's a cow from the Plishtim. How could they do such a thing? Says Gemara, because Klal Yisrael saw what a nessa was, that the cows went all the way to Bet Shemesh, even though they have babies. So the Navi said, let's shecht it as an oila. Next. And I'll prove to you, how could you bring a oila if it's in a cave? Oila has to be a zachar. So it's a special, a Navi heard from Hashem to bring it. What's the kasha? Maybe where's the bama? My favorite picture. One of my favorites. I only have a tennis court in the backyard. It's so schmack. And the Hasidim playing with the white shirts. With the white polo.
Not too late.
Yeah. Today you have a pickleball court, whatever. Indoor pickleball court, outdoor tennis, because you could have it all. Or maybe it's Bamas Yachid. On a bum, you're allowed to bring in a cable. Could there have other Barabbas over other Barabbas? How do I? Maybe I should slow down. People, it's hard for them to read. And if it's on 1.5 speed, it's even 6 speed. How do you know that that they could bring in a keva on a bama? Tlei usually means a nursing goat. That means a female. Brought an oila on a keva on a bama. Says Gemara, what are you talking about? V'yalehu is zochar mashma. What are you telling me it's in a cave? But the word v'yalehu is zochar. Answers the Gemara, take a look at this. If you look at the pasuk, you'll actually see it doesn't just say v'yalehu. It says v'yale, v'yaleho, and we read v'yalehu. It actually says v'yalehu in the pasuk. That's how it's written. We read it v'yalehu. If you're reading this haftarah or whatever, you probably get confused for a second. You look on the side, it says v'yalehu, but inside, the main thing of the Koran, Nach is going to say v'yalehu. Rabbi Yochanan Omar gvul yeshlo. So remember, yesterday we said again, what's the whole sugya? In our mission it says, do not put your donkey in front of the goyish hotel, and then it says that you're allowed to purchase an animal from a goy for a carbon. Which one is it? If you choishish that for revia, so you purchase an animal for a carbon. So Rav said, when you purchase from a guy, he's not going to do anything to it. Why? Because he's concerned he's going to make it sterile. Says Rabbi Yochanan, this sterile thing is only when it's less than 3 years old, what we call 2 years old, a full 2 into the 3rd year. No, this idea of sterile only works when it's less than 3. But once it's 3 years old and over, then this doesn't work. And Mameli, you do have to be choishish that the guy was revealed. What about all these psukim you just said? So the answer is, the reason why you're allowed to sell, you're allowed to do is because it's less than 3 years old. What about that the Plishtim, they sent these cows and Klal Yisrael used them as a carbon? I have to say, but those cows were less than 3. Sorry. How's it possible? We said the whole nace was that Vesbeneim Kol Babayis, that they left their babies at home and they went to Bet Shemesh. And you're telling me that they're less than 3 years old. How does a cow that's less than 3 years old have a baby? We see, but when it comes to the Bechar, if you buy an animal from a guy and it has a baby boy, you have to give it to the kohen because certainly it's first Vlad because it's 3 years old. It couldn't have had a Vlad before. It's older than 3. I don't know if it had a Vlad last year. It only gives birth once a year. So if it's 3 years old, it's impossible to give birth when it's 2 years old. As Toisves. But what about today? I see in the farm that cows give birth when they're 2 years old. It says Toisves. Yishtanu atvoim. Yishtanu atvoim means that over many, many years, hundreds of years, thousands of years, things have changed. That's yeah. Oh. Hello, says the Gemara. We have to say that the reason why Klal Yisrael brought those 2 cows by the Plishtim is because it was a special decree by the Navi to bring it, but usually we don't. Listen, you made it Siyum Shas, you know the stuff. This is not your first Siyum Shas. You made a Siyum Shas like a year ago. More? What Masechta was it?
Gittin.
Thanks for inviting me. I know I was there. Oh, so it says that the cows sang a song on the way to Bet Shemesh. You should do this, like on your way from Eilat to Bet Shemesh. You should say, "Vayisharno haparo." He's talking to your kids. Yeah, Givaldik. My Vayisharno, Omer B'Yochanan Shemir Meir Sha'amru Shira. They literally sang a song. Rav Zuzra Bat Dafyomi Rav Sheyishru Pneim Keneged Oren V'Amru Shira. So that's what Yoshi was showing over here. But let's just do this one. He's showing how they turned around. So the shaila is what?
It's Kalisha.
The shaila is what they sang. Did you hear mu mu mu, or you heard them actually singing? So that's a machlokes, the Ritva and the Ravid. The Ravid says like this, that you only hear mu mu mu, but mu 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 was the shira, and the Ritva says no, the actual words came out of the mouth, and others ask on him. So how come it's not part of the Mishnah that talks about the special things that happen in Shishim Meibreish, like the Chamar of Bilam? Says Gemara. It didn't start saying it's really like about the mitzvah, it just continued about the it spoke about the plishtim. And Rabbi Yochanan not in the name of Meir, but himself. Rabbi Shimon Lakish Amar Mizmoir Yasma. They said a mizmor. The mizmor. So meaning we have a mizmor in Tehillim that we don't know who the mechaber is, even though I believe it's in between the ones of Moshe Rabbeinu. But okay, they don't know who's the author. Some of them is Adam Rishon, right? Some Moshe Rabbeinu, some David. Mizmor Shir Hashem Shir Chadash. Kinefloi Sasa Hoshiloi Minoi Uzroya Kochoi. So I heard this from a chassid, Bemis. I really heard this from a chassid. So I'm allowing myself to say this. And if you're insulted, we have the brand new email that you could write in that you're insulted. I would love to hear from you, but I'm asking you mechila beforehand. So the shaila is, why does it say Shir Hashem Shir Chadash? Why does Hashem need a new song? What's wrong with the old ones? So they say, because the Hasidim, they took all the shirs and the shbachas that Klal Yisrael was saying to Hakadosh, they said about the Rebbe. In fact, you see later on it says in this shira, it says Tilasoi b'kach Hasidim. The Hasidim, so maybe they had to come up with a new shir. That was his thing. Okay, Givaldi. That's the shir that said.
It's also Friday, Shabbos. Both of the psukim we say on Shabbos.
Oh, Mamash Kizrum Hashem. But the real Kizrum Hashem is that on top of Chavei Amud Aleph, 5 lines down, it says Tamus Nafshi Moisi Sharm. That's in Parashat Shavua. And we're going to read it. It's the Daf of Shabbos. We're going to read it on Shabbos. Okay, fine. Always kisses from Hashem. Says the Gemara. Hashem Melech Yirgizu Amim. Yirgizu is a lashon of trembling. Tremble from the diseases Hashem gave the Plishtim, the hemorrhoids. Which we're going to use in a second for something else also. And Rashi says Ashita is referring to the Aron that the Plishtim stole because it's made out of Shita. His noififi b'roi v'adorech hameshuka b'rik meizav. It's I have meshuka. Interesting. Hameshuka. Really? Let me see this. Shekes. Wow. Maybe it's a hey.
It's a pasuk. It's going to be what it's going to be, right?
Lamed. No.
They don't bring it down here.
Interesting. Anyways, it is no even. There would be like a letter here to say that they changed the girsa. Interesting. Never seen a real mistake like that, huh? Okay. Anyways, it is plated with gold. Oh, there's a guy here in the hotel. There's a guy here that has his tefillin boxes are plated in gold. His ktaris is made out of gold. His glasses are 18 karat gold, and his talus. Look at this. I don't know if you can see. His talus is no, what is it called? The atara. The atara is made out of real gold. Real gold. What's going on there? This is man steals. Not my phone.
Could have been worse.
Yeah. Yeah, be careful whose phone I use in middle share. Hello, you don't get enough emails the whole day? You need to listen from Dan's Deals? Hamulala b'dvir armoin, that the Sefer Torah of Moshe Rabbeinu was inside the Ariel Umufar about the Adayim, and it has the crown of all crowns. Rav Ashi Masala Laha, the Rabbi Yitzchak Ha. This Rabbi Yitzchak brings a pasuk of Roini Hashita, Vahibin Torah, Vahibin Torah Ariel, Vayom Moshe Kum Hashem. Right, famous pasuk. When the Aron started moving, so Moshe said, Kum Hashem. Yisrael Ma'amon, what did Kaiser say? Rabbi Yitzchak, Roini Hashita, Rabbi Isai, have a good Voch, a Mazda Voch. Beis Hashem tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:10 in the Beis Medrash. Who knows what time here in the Alps? Have a good Shabbos if you're here live. Yeshua Koyach.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.